This is our second example on Pythagorean theorem review. So our question says solve for x in the following triangle, and it does ask on the handout for us to round to 2 decimal places. So the first thing I notice is that this is a triangle and that I have 2 of the sides, and I'm trying to find the missing third side. And I also notice that it is a right angle triangle. So in order to use Pythagorean theorem, it has to be a right angle triangle, and you need to know 2 of the 3 sides. So the first thing you need to do is label your sides, A, B, and C, so we know which side is which. I always start with the hypotenuse first. So the hypotenuse is the longest side, the one that's across from the 90 degrees. So this means this side here is C. And then it doesn't matter which one is A and which one is B. If one of them is unknown, I usually make that A, and then I'm going to make this one B, but it really doesn't matter which one's which. The only one that matters is your hypotenuse. So I'm going to write down my formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And I'm going to substitute my numbers in. So A is x squared. B is 135 squared, and then C is 280 squared. I'm going to use my calculator to square those numbers. X squared I can't do anything with, so it's going to stay as is for right now. So to do 135 squared, I can use the square button on my calculator, or you can multiply it by itself, do 135 times 135. I get 18,225. Okay, 280 squared, or 280 times 280, is 78,400. Now you'll notice this time in between the 2 numbers there's an equal sign. There isn't an addition sign this time. So what I need to do is try to get x squared by itself by moving that 18,225 to the other side. And that's because there's an equal sign between these. That's how I know that's what I need to do. So I am going to do the opposite of adding, which is subtracting 18,225, and I do that to both sides. So I have x squared equals 78,400, take away 18,225, gives me 60,175. Now that is still x squared. In order to find just x, we are going to do the opposite of a square, which is a square root. And we're going to do it to both sides. So on my calculator, I'm going to square root. And I get 245, and it did ask for 2 decimal places. So 0.30, but I am just going to peek at that next number. That next number is a 5. So if it's a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we need to round up. So this is going to become 245.31. So x equals 245.31, and that's meters. And I'm going to put a dot over my equal sign to show that I rounded. And that's what you need to know about Pythagorean theorem.